Hey everybody, it's a Review Revolution, back at you again with another Double Feature Friday. And today's double feature is, well, most of these videos right now are going to be on the Tron Legacey movie. Very, very cool movie, one I'm really excited to get to see. And I thought probably, one of the best figures to go ahead and start with was going to be the bad guy, Clue. The 6-inch figures, or the large-scale figures, being the Deluxe series. So, Deluxe Clue. Log in as Deluxe Clue, that is. The Tron Legacey logo, which is actually very cool. Got kind of the neon going there. Powered by impulse projection. Assuming that's what it means when it says, face moves and talks. So, we'll get a look and see what we can find out. But very, very cool character. Very, very nice. A couple of things to talk about as far as his coloring and his design. But on the back, we've got, of course, again, a picture of the gimmick, how the face moves and talks. Other figures were Sam Flynn, Clue, Rensler, and the Blackguard. Lots of detail down here. It's actually done by Spin Master. And so I don't know much else that Spin Master has done. So we'll see how their first outing in a major action figure set is going to come out. We'll have to take a look. But the write-up on Clue. Clue, the current dictator and ruler of the Tron world. Clue rules the Tron system like a police state. His sole purpose is to create a perfect system by exterminating all imperfections. Discover the world of Tron at www.disney.com/Tron. Okay. There's some of the features of Clue. Fully articulated. Figure lights up. Figure talks. Face projection. And katana. Interestingly enough, it says user instruction guide. Oh, the identity disc. There it is. Identity disc. Doesn't mention his identity disc anywhere. Talks about his katana. Doesn't talk about the disc. Don't get it. But that's a quick look at the packaging. We'll see it probably several times with the figures that are lined up. But let's go ahead and pop Clue out of the pack and get a better look. Be right back. Alright, programs, welcome back. Appreciate you sticking around. We've got Clue out of his pack, and for a first series figure, I guess Spin Master didn't do a bad job. And I truly believe that being a Disney product, it's one of the things where there were probably some very specific guidelines that they had to do, some very specific things that Disney was going to require them to have to do the figures. Which I want to believe that, because otherwise there's some things about the figure I don't really like. I don't like very much. First off, taking a look, he looks cool. He looks really cool. I mean, even though I don't really like this particular look on the Tron figures, I think, what was it, Under the Red Hood, when Batman goes to see the Joker about the new Red Hood, or when Joker and the Red Hood meet, the Joker, makes a statement, "When I wore that outfit, I was more classic maitre d' than motorcycle fetish. You kids today." And I think that says it all. I think that, whereas the original Tron was classic maitre d', this is, without a doubt, motorcycle fetish for sure. The paint on it, now, of course, it's just a black plastic. Nice and even blacks. Not any major differences in the different limbs. But then the orange colors, which was Clue's original color from the first movie, I guess for hacking programs, orange would be the color. Therefore, he's orange again here. Looks very nice. Again, being that it's a product based on a Disney film, I'm sure Disney's the one who said that he would have to have some sort of gimmick to appeal to the kids. And that's why, in the case of Clue at least, the two parts of the figure that disappoint me the most are all related to the gimmick. First being the head. I mean, the helmet looks really cool. I mean, that's actually really, really neat, but it has absolutely no articulation. I mean, it doesn't even turn. So I'm a little disappointed there. Second off, and this is pretty much consistent with all the Tron figures, even the 3¼ inch ones, they've got lights inside the torso. And so to accommodate the battery and everything else, there's no crunch or twist or anything else on the torso. So head and torso, solid, not going to move. The arms, you know, I got to admit, the arms with the shoulder that comes up and out, twist of the bicep, elbow, wrist. Now, even though it is rather crude, again, for a first outing on Spin Master, as far as doing some, major action figure line, I think they're on the right track. I think that if they could get away from the gimmick here and just did a regular action figure using the paint on the lines, this would be really good. This would be just a awesome character or awesome figure. Love the detailing. I love the detailing on the underside of the body, kind of the body suit. That's what I mean. The sculpting on this is really nice. It does seem a little crude, like I said, but I'm not going to rag on it too badly there. I'm not going to expect Marvel Legends or DC Universe quality from an outing, from a first outing like this. The legs do come up, sort of, out. They twist on the ball. There's a twist at the knee, a bend. Now, the right side of my figure is actually a little loose, both here on the leg and here at the bicep. But it doesn't come out very far. The leg comes out about so much. The knee only bends about so much. So, sculpting on the back of the knee definitely could use a little work because it doesn't have much range in the leg. And considering how limited the articulation is in the torso and the head, limiting the articulation in the knee when there is no reason to limit it, that kind of hurts the figure a bit. There's no reason for it to be that limited, and by being so, it just detracts from an already limited design. The foot does twist and on a hinge. So kudos again, on the right track, guys. For his gimmick, because I know everybody wants to see his gimmick, he's got a switch here. This is where you can change the battery. But he's got a switch here. When switched all the way down, if you press on the button under his arm, he lights up and will say,
"You get the reward you deserve."
You get the reward you deserve. Again, push again.
Up there is our destiny.
Now, if anybody didn't quite understand that, not to fear, because on the card he comes with, or on the piece of paper he comes with, it actually gives you what he's saying. And he says, out there is our destiny.
Greetings, programs!
Now, I think we all know that one. So, you like bikes. Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be. I wonder what that comes before. But really good. I mean, they've kept the pattern of Clue on the side here. They've definitely didn't just kind of do something that looks like him. They actually made an effort to make sure that all the lines and all the patterns were movie accurate. And that's really, really cool. You can see on the back he has the spot for his identity disc, which actually has a couple of little grooves on it so that it fits in a very specific way and will snap on. If I can line it up right. Oh. There we go. So, identity disc stores well on his back. And he can actually hold it. At least he was. Oh. There we go. That'll work for me. Of course, the handle or the baton or whatever you're referring to it as, of course, emits the katana blade. So he actually has 2 different kinds of weapons that he can duel with. Hopefully we'll see him use all of them in the movie. Let's pop that out. Stick this back on here. I guess the only thing I don't like about the katana is that because of the way he's articulated, because there's not enough range of movement on him, he can't really hold the katana with both hands. And that's kind of a downer. Oh, and just so you know, that switch I mentioned, if you move it to the center position, button doesn't do anything. So you can actually save on the battery by going ahead and turning it to the center position, which is actually off. And then to the very top, I don't know if you've been able to see it, but his torso only lights up if you move it to the top. So you can do it just the light up. You can do it completely turned off, doesn't do anything, or completely on.
Up there is our destiny.
And there you go. Really, really nice. Really, really kind of cool for a movie figure. Not as good as it could be, but I'm not going to demand much. I'm going to give a lot of leeway to Spin Master on these. We'll have to take a look and see how the others turned out. But so far, I think Clue's a really cool character. Can't wait to get his 3-inch version. But I hope you enjoyed watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.